Let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed your child sitting quietly in their room, staring at the wall, or maybe snapping at you for no reason? You ask them, "What's wrong?" And all you get is a shrug or an, "I'm fine." But deep down, you know something's bothering them. The truth is, many kids struggle to open up to their parents about their problems. And as parents, it can feel like we're stuck on the outside, desperately trying to figure out what's going on. Today, we're going to explore why this happens, the challenges kids face at different stages of their lives, and most importantly, how you can create a safe space for your child to express themselves. By the end of this video, you'll have practical tools to connect with your child, identify their struggles, and build a relationship based on trust and understanding. So, grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most important and often overlooked skills every parent needs: how to talk to your kids in a way that helps them open up about their problems, challenges, and weaknesses. If you are new to this channel, we give parenting advice, how to raise responsible kids, responsible parenthood, women emancipation, overall family life challenges, and good all. We also give inspirational advice, music, and advice. Feel free to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Let's get into the video. Why it's hard for kids to express themselves.
Let's start by understanding why it's so hard for kids to talk to their parents about their problems. Think about it. When you were a kid, did you always tell your parents everything? Probably not, and there's a reason for that. Kids often fear judgment or punishment. They worry that if they tell you they're struggling in school or that they got into a fight with a friend, you'll be disappointed or angry. And if you've ever responded to their problems with frustration or criticism, even unintentionally, they're going to remember that. They'll think, "Next time, I'm keeping this to myself." Strict parenting can also play a role. If your child feels like they have to be perfect to earn your love or approval, they're going to hide their mistakes. And let's not forget, kids, especially younger ones, often don't have the words to express what they're feeling. They might not even understand it themselves. So, when they're upset, they shut down or act out because they don't know how else to cope. Let me share a story. A few years ago, my friend Sarah noticed her 10-year-old daughter, Mia, started coming home from school looking sad and withdrawn. When Sarah asked her how her day was, Mia would just say, "It was okay," and rushed to her room. Sarah tried everything, asking more questions, offering treats, even bribing her with extra screen time, but nothing worked. Finally, one night, as Sarah was tucking Mia into bed, Mia burst into tears and said, "Mom, I don't have any friends at school. Everyone ignores me." That moment hit Sarah like a ton of bricks. She realized that Mia had been carrying this pain for weeks, maybe even months, but didn't know how to talk about it. And the worst part? Sarah had no idea. She thought she was being a good mom, but she hadn't created a space where Mia felt safe to share her feelings. Understanding these barriers is the first step to breaking them down. When we recognize why our kids are hesitant to talk, we can start to create an environment where they feel safe and supported. So, let's talk about the challenges kids face at different stages of their lives. Because let's be honest, parenting a toddler is very different from parenting a teenager.
Emotional, social, and school challenges at different stages. Let's start with early childhood, ages 3 to 7. This is when kids are just beginning to explore the world and understand their emotions. At this stage, their challenges might seem small to us, but to them, they're huge. Emotionally, young children are learning how to manage big feelings like anger, sadness, and frustration. They might throw tantrums or cry easily because they don't yet have the tools to regulate their emotions. Socially, they're figuring out how to interact with others. Sharing, taking turns, and making friends can be really hard for them. For example, a 5-year-old might come home crying because their best friend didn't share a toy. To us, it might seem small, but to them, it's a big deal. At school, young children might struggle with separation anxiety. They're used to being with their parents all the time, so being away from you for hours can feel scary. They might also feel pressure to perform well, even in simple tasks like coloring inside the lines or remembering the alphabet. Next, we have middle childhood, ages 8 to 12. This is when kids start to become more aware of themselves and their place in the world. They're no longer little kids, but they're not quite teenagers yet. Emotionally, they're starting to develop a sense of self. They might compare themselves to their peers and feel insecure if they think they're not as good at something. For example, a 10-year-old might feel bad because they're not as good at soccer as their friend. Socially, this is when kids start to form closer friendships and cliques. They might feel left out if they're not part of the popular group. Bullying can also become a problem at this age, whether they're the victim, the bully, or even a bystander. At school, academic pressure starts to increase. They might feel stressed about getting good grades or keeping up with their classmates. They're also learning how to manage their time and responsibilities, which can be overwhelming. Now, let's talk about adolescence ages 13 to 18. This is arguably the most challenging stage for both kids and parents. Teens are dealing with everything from academic pressure to social media drama to figuring out who they are as a person. Emotionally, teens are going through a lot of changes. Their bodies are changing, their hormones are all over the place, and they're trying to figure out their identity. This can lead to mood swings, self-doubt, and even mental health issues like anxiety or depression. Socially, teens are navigating romantic relationships, peer pressure, and the need to fit in. Social media adds another layer of complexity. They might feel pressure to look a certain way, get a certain number of likes, or keep up with the latest trends. At school, the pressure to perform is even higher. Teens are juggling academics, extracurriculars, and planning for their future. They might feel overwhelmed by the expectations placed on them, whether it's from their parents, teachers, or themselves. Finally, let's touch on young adulthood ages 18 to 25. Even though they're technically adults, young adults still face a lot of challenges as they transition into independence. Emotionally, they're figuring out who they are and what they want out of life. They might feel lost or uncertain about their future, especially if they're struggling to find a job or figure out their career path. Socially, they're navigating new relationships and responsibilities. They might feel pressure to have it all together, even though they're still learning how to be adults. At school or work, they're dealing with the pressure to succeed. Whether they're in college or starting their career, they might feel overwhelmed by the expectations placed on them. Understanding these challenges is the first step to helping your child navigate them. By recognizing what they're going through at each stage of their life, you can approach conversations with empathy and insight. For example, if your 5-year-old is struggling with separation anxiety, you can reassure them that you'll always come back. If your 15-year-old is feeling overwhelmed by school pressure, you can help them break their tasks into smaller, manageable steps. The key is to meet your child where they are and provide the support they need to thrive. How to solve these challenges? Now that we've explored the challenges kids face at different stages of their lives, let's talk about how we, as parents, can help them overcome these challenges. The key is to create a strong emotional and physical connection with your child. This doesn't just help them feel loved and supported, it also builds trust and opens the door for honest communication. Here are 10 practical and real ways you can connect with your child and help them navigate their challenges. Practice 1. Active listening. Active listening is one of the most powerful tools you have as a parent. It's about giving your child your full attention when they're talking to you. Put your phone down, make eye contact, and really focus on what they're saying. For example, if your child says, "I had a bad day at school," instead of jumping in with advice, say, "Tell me more about what happened." This shows them that you care and that their feelings matter. 2. Create a daily connection ritual. Rituals are a great way to build connection. It could be something as simple as having breakfast together every morning or reading a bedtime story every night. For example, one dad I know has a highs and lows ritual at dinner, where everyone shares the best and worst part of their day. This creates a safe space for kids to open up. 3. Use physical touch to show affection. Physical touch is a powerful way to connect with your child. Hugs, high fives, or even a pat on the back can make them feel loved and secure. For younger kids, you might cuddle while reading a book. For teens, a quick hug or a hand on their shoulder can go a long way, even if they act like they don't want it.
5. Spend one-on-one time together. One-on-one time is crucial for building a strong connection. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just 15 minutes of undivided attention can make a big difference. For example, you could play a game, go for a walk, or even just sit and talk. The key is to let your child lead the activity and enjoy the moment together. 6. Teach emotional regulation skills. Kids need tools to manage their emotions. Teach them simple techniques like deep breathing, counting to 10, or using "I feel" statements. For example, if your child is angry, you could say, "Let's take 3 deep breaths together." This not only helps them calm down but also shows them how to handle big emotions in a healthy way. 7. Be a role model for vulnerability. Kids learn by watching us. If you want them to open up, you need to model vulnerability. Share your own struggles and how you overcame them. For example, you might say, "When I was your age, I felt really left out sometimes too. It was hard, but I learned that it's okay to ask for help." This shows them that it's okay to be honest about their feelings. 8. Set boundaries with love. Boundaries are important, but they need to be set with love and understanding. Instead of saying, "Because I said so," explain the reason behind the rule. For example, if your child wants to stay up late, you could say, "I know you want to keep playing, but your body needs sleep to grow and stay healthy." This helps them understand and respect the boundary.
Celebrate their strengths. Kids need to know that you see and appreciate their strengths. Celebrate their achievements, no matter how small. For example, if your child gets a good grade, say, "I'm so proud of how hard you worked on this." If they're kind to a friend, say, "You have such a big heart." This builds their confidence and self-esteem. 10. Seek professional help when needed. Finally, don't be afraid to seek professional help if your child's challenges are overwhelming. A counselor or therapist can provide valuable support and tools for both you and your child. For example, if your child is struggling with anxiety or depression, a therapist can help them develop coping strategies. Remember, asking for help is a sign of strength. Parenting is one of the most rewarding yet challenging journeys you'll ever embark on. By using the 10 strategies we've discussed today, you can build a strong emotional and physical connection with your child. This connection isn't just about solving problems, it's about creating a lifelong bond of trust, love, and understanding. But here's the hard truth. If you don't actively work to connect with your child, the consequences can be serious. Kids who feel disconnected from their parents are more likely to struggle with low self-esteem, behavioral issues, and even mental health challenges like anxiety and depression. They may turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms or seek validation from the wrong places. And as they grow older, the emotional distance between you can widen, making it harder to rebuild that relationship. The good news? It's never too late to start. Whether your child is 5 or 15, they need to know that you're always in their corner. By taking small, consistent steps to connect with them, you're not just solving today's problems, you're laying the foundation for a strong, healthy relationship that will last a lifetime. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with other parents who might need it. Let's create a community of parents who are committed to raising happy, healthy, and confident kids. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. We've got so much more to share. From tips on handling sibling rivalry to strategies for raising emotionally intelligent kids. Thank you for watching, and remember, your child's greatest need is to feel loved, heard, and understood. Let's make that happen, one conversation at a time. See you in the next video.